enjoy this more than I should. It's so cool to, it doesn't look bad, but this just looks so much better. And I'm sure once I color grade this, man, I'm excited to see what this looks like. And behold, the greatest intro of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Medium. Yeah, all right. So, this is my grand intro, but guess what, guys? Not only do I intro with a walk-in like usual, this time there's lights. Ta-da, lighting. This is DIY lighting. So with the Posting It Anyways project series, I posted videos and my goal was to document what I learned, have these kind of like me essentially reviewing. I've got my computer here. We're going to review my video that I posted last week and talk about what worked, what didn't work, all the weird and bad things about it, and good things. So let's jump right in. Whoa. Before we get into this video, let me explain what it is we're watching and why this video exists at all in general. Well, for me, photography started out as a hobby. It was really fun. I used to shoot with like all these film cameras you see behind me, and I'd just go out with friends and bring a camera with me, and it was fun to just dink around with these old cameras, and it was cool to have pictures of my memories to kind of hold on to. When I started to pursue a more professional career in it, I thought maybe I want to go out with friends and not just go out with friends, like actually take pictures, actually go out with the intention to get these series of shots, bang them out, have work to show. And I thought if I vlog it, it'll be really cool. We're in Alaska, the locations are great, there's a bunch of dynamic people. So fast forward, we'll dive right back into it. Alright, so first I chose vertical video because phones are vertical, and I thought that that would be a cool platform to kind of showcase. But it doesn't turn out that way because most people want to view it sideways. I think it's cool, but it should really stick to like Instagram stories or Snapchat. I think if I'm going to bring out a camera and post it on YouTube and Facebook, I'm going to stick to kind of a widescreen look. But these first shots were just my idea of kind of an intro. I wanted it to feel like a vlog, but that was made by a videographer. And thus we begin the Jimmy Joe Fest of tomfoolery. Basically, Trey, everybody on the shoot was kind of a little more lackadaisical than I'd like them to have been. This really taught me an understanding of defining professionalism and unprofessionalism. What are we actually going out in order to do today? Make sure everybody understands that before going on a shoot. We're not going to frolic in a field of daisies. We're going into the no man's land. We're headed out into the mess of the world to create beauty. And it is gonna be some work, okay? This is also my first time trying to color grade, which, needless to say, I had a whole lot left to learn. Hopefully that, maybe the clips where you cut to here, la-di-da, look better than that, because that is a sad story. But I understand what I was going for. I think I was getting there pretty well, but I definitely didn't have an understanding of the tools I was using to color grade. Filming this video, I was very avid about not using LUTs, not using any presets, color grading presets or anything like that. I thought I would never learn how to do it if I consistently backpacked off of other people's work. It would take me longer to get to a point in my ability to color grade that I would be able to make color grades equally as good as some of the presets you can buy for dollars. I need to practice, to color grade, and to suck for a while, so that way one day I won't, hopefully. The first time's not always the best, but it is a start, and you have to start somewhere. I'm not a in front of the camera person. I think my vlogs would be more entertaining if I would turn the camera around and talk to the audience more often in my videos, but at the same time, if I ever do vlog something, my idea is that you will vicariously live through me. I want you to feel what it's like to be in my shoes looking through my eyes. I don't enjoy this. I'm not very good at talking to a camera frame rate, frame rate, frame rate, frame rate. If you want something to look cinematic, you have to film it cinematic. You can't film in 60 frames a second and play it back in 60 frames a second. If you film in 60 frames a second, understand that that footage will be slow motion. Playback must be in 24 frames a second to achieve beauty. 24 frames a second. Can I say it again? 24 frames a second. But I didn't even know my camera could film in exactly 24, 23.97 when I made this. I had no idea how to get to it. I didn't know how to access it. I didn't know about all I versus IPB. This was in the beginning. So format and codec were not something that I was really paying attention to in the shoot. And 6, wide open is not everything. As a beginner photographer, videographer, you want to stick to wide open apertures. That creamy bokeh is wonderful and it does look nice, but it does leave your images on the soft side, especially when you're using old vintage lenses that aren't very expensive. They do not have the quality there to be filming wide open, as well as... No. My microphone died. What? Come on, Zoom. And now all I've got is the camera audio, but now I gotta post it anyways. Ugh. I'm using manual focus lenses. Wide open is difficult to get pin sharp focus, period. And then while things are moving and holding a camera vertical, wide open was not the best choice. It wasn't obviously wide open the whole time. I didn't have ND filters at the time, so I was playing to my amount of light. I learned so much from this video, and I'm kind of glad that I failed in so many ways with this video, because it taught me to never do them again. I learned that I need to understand my company and that we are all going to be professional when going out. I also discovered that I don't like vertical video coming from a DSLR. I think it is cool. It looks very cool on Instagram and Snapchat, and that is all great. But when it comes to YouTube and a more professional video platform, the vertical video is lacking massively in ability to create stunning compositions. Also, the first time is not always the best time, but it is a start to understand that I am learning and I have so much to learn still, and that not being good can't be a deterrent for not getting better. To take the losses and understand that the gains will come later. The vlogs that I do are not wonderful for the general public to watch. They're boring. People want to watch a video because they enjoy the person in them. You follow a vlogger not for their life, but for their reactions to the life they live. And 5, frame rate, frame rate, frame rate. I did film, this was probably the last thing I filmed in 60 frames a second. Hopefully, maybe if I go back through more of my footage, I'll realize that there are other things filmed in 60 frames a second and played back at 60 frames a second. And 6, wide open is not everything. As a beginner photographer, videographer, you want to stick to wide open apertures. That creamy bokeh is wonderful and it does look nice, but it does leave your images on the soft side, especially when you're using old vintage lenses that aren't very expensive. Although I did like the end credit scene is kind of funny. Starring Trayvon Milner as the Glorpist, Tawny Ernest as Tamulus Barg, Braden Sopko as Coachella Girl, and not featuring Miles Moore as Pointless Bystander. And I also was proud of this. This was the first time that I kind of made a tailor or an ident, I guess. So yeah, this was honestly my first failed project, and I took it hard. Not that I wasn't happy as far as its composition, but what I captured of me being on a shoot was not something that I thought people would like to watch. If you want to watch a terrible video that I made, click the link in the description. I wish I had a sign off, but I don't. Ta-da! End of the video. Is that good? Maybe that's my sign off. Not having one every single time and always making one up on the spot. Ta-da! Dee-delete, deet, boop, 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 bow. Mouth music as the intro, the outro glyph shows up and it fades to black and my voice disappears. Boom, bow every time. Nailed it.